Hey guys, Robert Hamm with Robert Hamm Photography here. Catch me over on Twitter at RobHammPhoto, and you can find me on Facebook and YouTube at /Robert Hamm Photography. Today, I'm going to show you ways that I use my cell phone to help me stay mobile in the changing world of photography. Let's get started. Tip number one is to go mobile, and this is probably the most important tip of the video, so heed it wisely. The reason it's important is because if you've got a camera phone right now, you know how easy it is to snap a pic and put it up on Facebook, Instagram, or take a quick video and hit it on over to YouTube. In the world of social media, immediacy is a thing of the past. They want things now. So it can kind of feel kind of clunky to have to take that SD card out of your camera, put it into your computer, do some editing, and then upload. Sometimes that could be hours. If you go mobile using something like an iFi card, then you'll be able to get images onto your phone immediately and share them directly. But you don't have to use an iFi card either. You could just as easily use something like the Play Memories app if you shoot with Sony, or you could use something like the Fujifilm camera remote, which would also bring images into your phone. Any way that you do it, whether you're using a camera's internal Wi-Fi connection that it can create, which your phone can connect to, or if you're using an iFi card, getting them on the web will be much, much easier. Moving right along, tip number two is to edit your photos so they have their best potential. Okay, it's just real simple. Just because you take a picture doesn't mean that it's great. Most of my work is actually spent behind the computer. You need a good input to ensure an excellent output. But if you have a crappy input, you're probably going to have a pretty poor output as well. So how do you edit your photos? Well, you can do it a couple different ways. I like to use Lightroom Mobile. Lightroom Mobile for me allows me to very easily import photos that were synced over from the iFi card or my Fuji app, whichever I happen to be using, and then update them, edit them so that they look their very best. Once I'm done, I can share them. The nice part about this workflow also is that images that come over to my Lightroom app actually sync to my Lightroom full desktop app on my Mac. I have the Creative Cloud Suite, and because of this, I have mobile sync. If you've got the Creative Cloud Sync and you're not using this, you're missing out, so start using it. There are other ways, very simple ways, to get your images over to your computer and have them on your phone at the same time. You could just as easily upload your images to Dropbox, OneDrive, any other number of online storage, Google Drive as well, that would work. Then you would have the problem of getting your images synced over to your computer wirelessly solved. You would just need to think about how you're going to actually edit your images. And you can do that with something great like Snapseed or any other photo editor. Those are just a couple. So tip number two, edit your photos. Use it wisely. Tip number three is content creation. You may think that just because you've edited that photo and got it looking nice and pretty that it's ready to go online, and sometimes you're right. But unless there's a reason to generate some interest or buzz surrounding the images that you've taken, you're just going to be sitting like a duck in the water, waiting for something to happen. Instead, we need to make something happen. Content creation is all about creating buzz for your content. One easy way to do that with video or still pictures is to come over here into a video editor if you're using Samsung or iMovie. It's a great way to showcase your images to a slideshow and put it out there so that people can watch and share. Here's pretty simple. We can come over and create a new template, or if we don't want to, we can just as easily come back and create a brand new project. Here, I've already uploaded some B-roll and A-roll into my video editor, and I can bring in an intro, select some film, some actual whatever we want to see, and then put my outro right there. And when we click done, you notice that it begins and creates all of my stuff. So when we stop right here, we've got some pretty simple things to do, such as transitions, but more importantly, I don't want to save this, more importantly, we can just as easily call it a day and create a video. We can upload straight to YouTube from there. It doesn't end there though. You can also come into your Photos app from Google, don't forget how important this is, and create things like slideshows. Just come over here, open up to your assistant, and then see what types of collages and slideshows it's created for you. Create photo stories, journeys, and books, and then share them. In this simple way, we've used our content to create some buzz and generate some excitement. Tip number 3 is probably the most difficult tip out of all of them. Tip number 4 is hosting. Hosting is how you get your content out there, whether it be a website, Blogger, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Some of these different sites charge you money, such as your own website. Some of them do not, such as YouTube. Some of these sites have a freemium, which is kind of like free but premium experience, allowing you to purchase ads. For me, I have several different marketing outlets. The first one is my website. My website allows people to see the content I want them to see the exact way that I want them to see it. Because of this, I have to constantly update my website with the changing times, as well as maintain any kind of viability by generating traffic to my website. Sometimes that can be difficult. If you just have a website sitting out there in the vast ocean of the internet, it can get kind of lonely. So what do? Well, you might come on over and open up something like Facebook. Let's see if we can get Facebook real quick. Facebook's important because it gives you the ability to interact with your customers and clients, but it's also an informal form of communication. When you think about it, Facebook is a way that you can get in touch with people and drive traffic to your website. That's pretty cool. You can also choose to purchase ads that help drive traffic as well. So we've just talked about 2 different kinds of websites, and both of them do 2 different things. So if you're thinking about your own website and you'd like a place to host it, why don't you come on over and host it over there at SmugMug. I'll leave a link to my special coupon saving you 20% on your next purchase down in the description below. And yes, that was a shameless plug. But guess what? I'm not the only one that gets 20% off. If you refer a friend, you can get 20% off too. You can get a referral fee as well. So they've got plans starting pretty cheap, anywhere between $5 and going all the way up. And they make for a really, really nice looking website. So guess what? I hope you enjoy. Check them out. The 5th and final tip rounding out this top 5 happens to be about your camera. Don't try to spend a lot of money on the most expensive camera out there. The gear does not a photographer make. It's your vision. It's your creative vision. So, with that in mind, a piece of equipment I picked up recently is the Fuji X100S. Now, this is a prosumer kind of enthusiast level camera. I take it with me, and I've shot with 1 wedding with it so far and absolutely loved it. I didn't shoot the entire wedding with this camera. I had several other cameras with me, but I really like the f2 fixed 35mm equivalent perspective that this camera gives, and it was just a really nice companion to my XT1. However, this is around $800 new. You can find it for a little bit less used, but this particular camera is discontinued. So if you're going to find it, you're going to have to find it either online at like Amazon or B&H or Adorama if they still have any. Its big brother, the X100T, is around $1,300, so you can see now why I chose this one. They were pretty much the same cameras, same internals anyways, and a $500 difference in price. However, another camera to consider, which is a little bit more mainstream, is the Nikon D3300. You can find this camera for around $600. Oh, check that out, $499, $500 right now. Looks like there's $150 savings. That comes with the lens. This camera's got a great purchase for your hands. You can really get a good hold of it. It also has interchangeable lenses, something that the X100S does not have. That means that as you grow, you can change the lenses to get the different types of perspective that you're looking for. You can find these cameras probably for around $350 to $400 used on Amazon right now. But those are just 2 simple suggestions. You could also go with something from Sony. I would definitely suggest the Olympus EM10 if you've got around $550 that you want to toss out there as well. They're 2 different sensor sizes, and that's a different conversation than this. So there you have it. We've got 5 tips that's rounded out my top 5 to help you think about your photographic workflow. This is Robert Hamm with Robert Hamm Photography. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial right here, my top 5. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think.